Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate the launch of a technology that not only positions Illinois on the forefront of public safety in the United States, but protects the men and women who work to keep our roads and our highways and our people safe every single day. I'd like to extend a special thanks to the folks who have worked in partnership to make this groundbreaking announcement possible. ISP Director Brendan Kelly, DoIT Director Sanjay Gupta, and our partners at Google Public Sector, who have exemplified, all of them, the best of what public-private cooperation can accomplish to keep people safe. Today we're announcing an innovative notification system designed to reduce the number of crashes caused by drivers failing to move over for emergency vehicles. These crashes, often referred to as move-over crashes, are a consistent danger for state police, for first responders, for highway maintenance, to name a few. Let me first issue a reminder to Illinois motorists. Shaving off a minute from your drive time isn't worth risking the lives of our first responders or your own life. Slow down, move over, or be prepared to face real consequences. Thanks to this new program, motorists will receive a reminder when it's most critical. ISP can now generate messages through Waze notifying drivers about an upcoming crash or maintenance issue and reminding them to move over or slow down. This technology integrates seamlessly with traffic apps that drivers are already using to give straightforward alerts to adjust motorist behavior, warnings that have shown to be invaluable in protecting our motorists and making our roadways safer for everyone. Since I took office 6 years ago, 2 Illinois state troopers have been killed in move-over crashes, and dozens more have been injured, all senseless tragedies that occurred while these officers were in the line of duty assisting drivers and protecting public safety. Today, as we focus on the future, we remember the lives of Trooper Christopher Lambert and Trooper Brooke Jones Story. May their memories be a blessing. I'd like to thank everyone whose tireless advocacy helped to make today possible. It's thanks to you all that state police will be able to do their jobs effectively while ensuring that motorists across the state can stay safe and informed. As governor, it's my foremost responsibility to keep the people of this state protected. Today, in partnership with Google Public Sector, ISP, and DoIT, we are taking a step forward in that pursuit. So I'm grateful to all of you for your work to protect our first responders and to build a safer Illinois. And it's now my great duty and pleasure to introduce our excellent Illinois State Police Director, Brendan Kelly. Brendan?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sometimes more of a duty than a pleasure, I suppose, but thank you anyway. I know this is a cause that is near and dear to your heart, Governor, so I'm glad to be here with you to make this announcement on this sunny, crisp fall day. And in nearly 6 years since I've been director of the Illinois State Police, I've been to way too many hospitals across the state, stood by way too many hospital beds, and cried and prayed with way too many families, and spoke at way too many funerals, in part because of life-altering and sometimes deadly crashes that violated the move-over law. One life, one injury, one crash is too many. Every time move-over crashes are preventable if people simply slow down and move over. As chair of the Move Over Task Force, signed into law by the governor, the ISP and our first responder partners looked to technology for a way to keep our troopers and the public safe. Thanks to our partnership with Google Public Sector and the Waze app, drivers now can have advance warning when ISP officers are handling a crash or dealing with a car broken down on the shoulder or debris in the roadway. This means the preventability of a crash can increase and the risk to our officers and motorists can decrease. Service is one of the part of ISP's values of integrity, service, and pride, and we continuously aim to improve safety outcomes by strengthening our relationship with the public. We can't do it without each other. And now ISP has notifications on the Waze app to alert drivers when troopers are on the road ahead so they can slow down and move over and avoid a crash. I want people to know that when they see that little notification pop up, that's more than just a little icon. That icon is a person, a trooper who has dedicated their life to keeping you safe, and this is your opportunity to help keep them safe by simply slowing down and moving over. I'd now like to turn it over to our great partners at Google Public Sector who have made this possible. Joel Pingle.
Thank you, Director Kelly. I'm honored to be here with you all today, speaking on behalf of Google Public Sector. It's actually the second time this year we've been here supporting Governor Pritzker to improve the lives of the state of Illinois. Earlier this year, we all came together to discuss our work on the Beacon Project, an initiative led by Governor Pritzker to help families access mental health care for the Illinois' youth. We're proud to do another project now with the Illinois State Police. Before I talk about the solution with the Illinois State Police, I want to take a moment to recognize our first responders. Many of us have family members and friends who are first responders. I personally have a law enforcement member in my family. I would like to applaud Governor Pritzker, Secretary Gupta, and Director Kelly for their innovation and leadership for this important initiative that will save lives and protect our first responders and drivers on the road. At Google Public Sector, we're a mission-focused organization and believe technology can be a powerful force for social good. This partnership here with everyone behind me today shows that we are dedicated and we believe in the partnership in the state of Illinois. Responding to incidents can be dangerous work. Our first responders and law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line every day know this firsthand. That's why we at Google Public Sector are so proud to be a part of this groundbreaking initiative. By integrating real-time information from the Illinois State Police into Waze and soon into Google Maps, we're giving drivers a critical warning they did not have before. I, myself, driving from Madison to Chicago last night on I-90, experienced this new technology, which you can see on the screen behind me. It's really interesting and interrupted my podcast I was listening to. As I was doing this, I thought to myself, okay, what are the users watching today going to experience? And this is what it's going to feel like. They're going to see an alert in Waze and in Google Maps soon that will say, police alert from the Illinois State Police. Then it will tell them, please slow down and move over. That is the most important part here, because that message will save lives. But how did that message get to me in Waze? That's the beauty of technology. So when an officer pulls over, a message is then transferred by Illinois State Police into Google Cloud. The coordinates of the GPS location of that officer is also uploaded in Google Cloud. It is then transformed into Waze and Google Cloud and sent to users like myself and you. As drivers like myself use this app and they approach the GPS location, they'll receive the alert and slow down and move over. Again, this will save lives and protect our law enforcement officials. This powerful collaboration brings together the expertise from the leaders in Illinois and Google Public Sector's deep-rooted experience in mission-driven technology to create a solution that's both innovative and effective. Thank you again to the Illinois State Police, to the Department of Innovation and Technology for their incredible partnership, and to Governor Pritzker, who continues to lean in to innovation for the state of Illinois. Now I'd like to welcome the Secretary of the Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology and your state CIO, Sanjay Gupta.
Good afternoon. I am Sanjay Gupta, Secretary and State Chief Information Officer of the Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology. It's an absolute pleasure to see you all gathered here today to mark the launch of the Move Over Crash Safety Alert System. DoIT and Illinois State Police, or ISP, partnered with Google Public Sector to develop a real-time GPS-based alert to inform drivers of ISP traffic activity on the road, urging them to slow down and move over. The goal is to improve safety for law enforcement officers, emergency personnel, and drivers. With this project, DoIT delivered an integrated technology-based solution to a client agency that was implemented quickly, and it immediately enhanced the safety of everyone. It reinforces that innovation does not always require a new solution that starts from scratch. Instead, leveraging existing tools in new ways often can have a broader, faster impact. Thanks to this solution, Google Waze now provides real-time notification to drivers, like the one Joel mentioned here, about the presence of emergency responders in various situations, making it easier to comply with Scott's Law, also referred to as the Move Over Law. Over 3 million drivers have received alerts since the launch of this capability. The collaboration between the Governor's Office, Illinois State Police, and Google Public Sector exemplifies our commitment and dedication to using technology to serve our community better. In closing, I extend my gratitude to all partners involved in making this project a reality. Together, we are making Illinois a safer place for everyone. Thank you. At this point, it's my distinct honor and privilege to invite Governor Pritzker back to the podium for question and answers. Governor?
Thank you. Appreciate you. Good. Happy to take any questions from members of the media. Ben?
Yeah, hey, Governor. I do have an off-topic for you. So there's been a second leak identified at ADM's carbon injection well in Decatur. I'll follow up on this, but first off, do you have any concerns just about, now that there's been 2 leaks identified this year with CCS technology?
Well, I think that ADM made a good decision to cease operations on their process and make sure that we're investigating and getting to the bottom of whatever the challenge is there. Yeah, it's always a concern, of course, when someone's not able to meet the EPA standards. These are federal EPA standards. And, you know, I think that the EPA has taken proper notice as well. So I'm glad of that. I think that we got to continue to pay attention to it. Fortunately, there's no danger to the Muhammad Aquifer as a result of any of what's gone on at ADM.
Right. Senator Faraci and Representative Ammons, they have a bill that would ban CCS on the aquifer. Do you support that? Do you have any thoughts on that bill?
Well, I think we should do our best, everything, to make sure that we're protecting the Muhammad Aquifer. I'm not sure that that bill is the right answer to that. I mean, there are federal regulations already in place, and that was built into the bill that was passed last spring on CCS. So, you know, we've got 2 years here. The whole point of that bill was we're going to put in place a framework. We're going to evaluate as we move forward what the federal government is going to do, because we're waiting for them to come out with some pipeline standards, as well as other, you know, work on the regulations around CCS, because this really is relatively new, and Illinois is in an unusually it's an unusual position anyway to take advantage of and make sure that we're reducing emissions using CCS. Yes.
Hi, Governor.
Hi.
Thank you. Also off topic, you know, state of Illinois has now been named in 6 or more lawsuits alleging widespread abuse at juvenile detention facilities going back decades. Some 667 individual people. You know, the last time we asked about this, you know, said it was from previous administrations, but it's since come out that there's been a number of cases post 2019 after you took office. Is anything being done to address this? Are these, you know, prosecutions in the works? What can you say about, you know, to the hundreds and hundreds of people coming forward?
Yep.
Hundreds more expected about this, what they're calling a systemic culture of abuse against children.
To anyone that this has happened to or may have happened to, I mean, this is unacceptable, and we need to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to keep the children that are in the state's care safe. And so we're paying very close attention to this case. Not going to get into the details here because it's an ongoing case. I'll point out that there are some serious allegations that are involved in here. I also know there are law firms who are, calling everybody from years gone by to ask if they'd like to be part of a lawsuit like that. And so we'll probably see more people joining a lawsuit. Just guessing, tends to be the way that the plaintiff's bar works. And so, we'll pay close attention. And again, as we're operating these facilities, we're looking at everything, the allegations that have been made, to make sure that this isn't something that's an ongoing problem within those facilities.
The people who brought the lawsuit say that it is.
Well, no, the people who brought the lawsuit say that it has happened to them in the past. I'm talking about in the present moment with these lawsuits filed, right? We can see from the lawsuits what the allegations are. And so looking into making sure that that isn't happening today in the facilities is something that the state is obligated and, will continue to do.
One of the lawsuits names somebody who's been accused who still works for the state.
Again, I'm not going to, make specific comment about the lawsuit other than to say that we want to make sure we're looking at everything, the allegations that are being made, and interviewing the people that are allegations have been made against. And of course, we don't want anybody working for the state that is doing anything that is endangering these children.
Governor, I do, non-topic, might be more for the director actually, but, if you pull a driver over and you find out that they've received one of these notifications, any changes just in terms of ticketing for Scott's Law violations, especially if you've known, maybe the driver did get this notification that there was an officer stopped on the side of the road?
Whether or not they get a notification, they still have to obey the law. And if they've violated the law, whether it's failing to slow down or move over, or they're speeding or driving recklessly, whatever the case may be, the law can still be appropriately enforced. So this is not in any way a factor in determining our enforcement. This is really designed to be prevention. This is designed to empower all of us that are on our interstates, on our roads, to be given information ahead of time as they may be coming into an area where an officer is conducting a traffic stop or had pulled someone over maybe for a motorist assist, or there's some debris in the road, a couple different scenarios that they could be doing some type of normal activity that they do on our interstates, and being warned of that so that they can not have to get a citation. We want them to obey the law. We want them to slow down and move over, and this is designed to empower people to obey the law, because when they obey this law, they are safer, the driver is safer, and our troopers, other first responders, firefighters, EMTs, workers that are out there on the road, they're all safer. So this is not a new way for us to issue more citations. This is a new way to prevent terrible things from happening and save lives.
I'm just wondering, obviously this is starting on Waze and it's going to be expanded to Google Maps at some point. Is there any plan to go beyond that? I'm just thinking Apple Maps is another popular navigation system where you're planning to stick with these two right now.
So we hope every single app that has the ability to provide this type of notification, we hope that is the trend. But we have to start somewhere, and we had a good, malleable and cooperative partner with the Waze app and with Google. So we began with Waze. The platform and the structure was there to do that. We're moving on very shortly to Google Maps. That's what's next, and that should be coming here shortly. We're excited about that. And then we really hope this becomes the standard. This should be the way it's done on every app that people are using when they're driving. And this is something that we hope is not just used in the state of Illinois, but is something that can happen across the entire country. We're not the only state that's dealing with this very difficult public safety challenge.
All right, thank you, everybody.